As I have mentioned before, I'm currently going through my watch through of Star Wars like I do every year, and I've officially reached the events of Order 66. While watching the events of Order 66 unfold, it got me thinking about some of the characters within Order 66 and where they go afterwards. There are a few specific characters that I want to talk about. The first person I want to talk about today is the one, the only Captain Rex. Now, as we know, he's a very important clone captain within the Army of the Republic. Most of the time, he is the right-hand clone to Anakin Skywalker, and now and again, he is the right-hand clone to Ahsoka Tano as well. The last time we see him in the events of Clone Wars, Ahsoka has helped him remove his chip so he is not going to attack any of the Jedi, and he is normal Rex. And then him and Ahsoka escape the Star Cruiser and go on their way. After the events of Order 66, we see him in Bad Batch. He helps the Bad Batch also remove their chips and helps them on a few missions. After Bad Batch, we don't see him for many years until we see him in a couple of older clones. We do not see him until we see him in Rebels. But the timeline that I want to talk about with Captain Rex is the time during and a little bit after Bad Batch. Now, I'm sure there's a video out on this already, but this is something that I actually am interested in and something I want to talk about. So I want to go into where does Captain Rex go after Bad Batch. Now, during the events of Bad Batch, he is going and trying to rescue some of the clones who are captured in facilities, and he's also going on missions with Echo and trying to save some clones who are kind of diverting their way from the Empire and running away because the Empire is slowly weaning off of the clone route and going the Stormtrooper route and eliminating all of these retired clones. But I would like to think that Captain Rex is still out there after the events of Bad Batch, going and saving these clones and starting a small rebel cell to battle the Empire. So after Bad Batch, I feel like Captain Rex is slowly going and collecting more clones from different facilities, from different planets, because they're all being held prisoners, or maybe he's saving them before they're exterminated from the Empire. I like to think that maybe he's foiling some more scientists' plans as they try to test more cloning agents and try to clone different things. But I like to think that maybe Rex is in there getting deeper with all of this, and he's unveiling more of the secrets of cloning capabilities and more of the Kaminoan things, even though the Kaminoan facility is obliterated. Maybe him and Echo are going on more missions. Maybe they're finding more clones to help them battle against the Empire. Even though Rebels is supposed to be like the series that begins the rebellion, I like to think that Rex is also a spark that started the rebellion thought. Maybe he does missions with Bail Organa. Maybe Rex and some of the clone troopers and Echo do some missions that lead up right before Andor, where Andor's kind of like starting to pick up that rebellion mentality as well. I also like to think that Ahsoka has also helped him in some way as well. In Rebels, they seem like they haven't seen each other in years, but it doesn't mean that the last time they saw each other was at the end of Clone Wars. In Tales of the Jedi, there is an episode of Ahsoka where she is fighting this Inquisitor in a village, and then she agrees with Bail Organa to join the fight and slowly get into that rebellion mindset. So maybe along the line, Rex actually comes in contact with Ahsoka again, and they're doing missions, and with that, she slowly becomes Fulcrum and becomes that spy and does things for the rebellion. There's definitely a huge gap of material that can be used between where Rex is seen in Bad Batch until you see Rex next in Rebels. I would love to see some fan-made stuff, or maybe just like another animated show, but like I've said before, Disney is not in the business of making animated shows right now. I know that Visions Season 3 might come out, but that's the only animated thing that we're going to be getting out of Disney real soon. Now, whether there is a comic book that exists of the events of Rex after Bad Batch, I'm not sure. I'm sure something has been created, maybe not. If there is, please link that down in the comments. I would love to read it. Now, again, a previous video that I just made was about Master and Apprentice, another animated series. And I think an animated series needs to be done on Rex. Another character I want to talk about soon is Cody and Maul. And I feel like animated series are definitely the way to go. Now, unfortunately, I am not quite capable of making those series, and I have been seeing a lot of AI videos come out right now, and they look amazing. They look really good. But unfortunately, I am not capable of making those series, so I am thinking about making other videos on these characters. I still just want to talk about them and at least get my thoughts out about where I think they're going and what they're doing after Order 66. And maybe I will make a little series, or maybe I'll AI generate a script of my own. Maybe one day I will get fluent and I will get very well versed in the making of animated shows or even AI generated stuff. But as of right now, I'm just talking about it like I usually do, blabbing my mouth off, and I really wish there would be an animated show of what happens with Captain Rex directly after Bad Batch and in between Rebels.